This is the Iowa Weather Report for Saturday, February 23rd, 2013. This is our first look at the 0Z GFS Model Run. So at noon today, we have the one storm moving off across the Great Lakes, another coming around the base of that one over the Texoma region of Texas and Oklahoma, another over the Pacific Northwest, moving into the Intermountain West with some snow there. We have some showers and thunderstorms across the eastern seaboard down into the southeast and Gulf Coast, and some lake effect snow across the Great Lakes, with skies around here being, beginning to clear. And that clearing doesn't last very long. The sun will be out for part of the day Sunday with increasing clouds from west to east as the new storm system digs in across Colorado into Nebraska and western Kansas with some snow. And then that system dives down into Oklahoma and Arkansas. Could see some light snow in western Iowa, maybe heavier snow in southwest Iowa into Kansas and Missouri and Oklahoma. Showers and storms over the south. This is the probability of the snowfall. This is from Sunday evening at 6 p.m. to Monday evening at 6 p.m. This is of 1 inch of snow or more. You can see very good over the western and southwestern counties of the state. This is of 2 inches of snow or more the same time period, Sunday evening through Monday evening, and still looking pretty good south of Interstate 80, west of about Interstate 35. Probability still pretty good. And then we move ahead to 4 inches of snow or more. The probabilities do begin to drop off. Better chances still southwest of Des Moines, but better chances across Kansas, southeast Nebraska, and northwestern Missouri. And then we move ahead to 6 inches of snow or more. The probabilities, best chances across Kansas and maybe far southeastern Nebraska near Beatrice to Falls City, with the probabilities dropping off moving into the state of Iowa. Now when we take a look at 8 inches of snow or more, the probabilities are even less, but there's still some 10 to 20% probabilities in southwestern Iowa for at least 8 inches of snow. Will we see 8 inches of snow? That's fairly doubtful. But these model runs kind of indicate something. This is the NAM, the North American Mesoscale model. This is over the next 84 hours or until 6 a.m. Monday. You can see a little bit of snow, most of it though in Kansas and Oklahoma. And this is another run. This is using another algorithm, and it doesn't see much difference. There's not a whole heck of a lot of difference. Still the best snow over Kansas and Oklahoma, but a little piece coming into Iowa. We'll have to see. Now this is another run. This is the GFS Model Run, and this goes a little longer. The NAM only goes 84 hours. It'll be snowing still after that, and this goes until Wednesday morning at 6 a.m., and you can see a lot of snow across the state, and this is another algorithm showing pretty much the same thing. Wide swath of at least 4 to maybe 7 inches, but the heaviest snow around Kansas City and St. Joseph, Missouri, down to Topeka and Wichita. So that storm, as you can see here, back to the GFS, the low pressure here on Tuesday is now, east of St. Louis, so we'll still see the snow breaking out across the southeastern, 2/3 of the state. Heavy snow over Ohio moves northeastward as the low moves north toward Toronto, but you can see the snow just continues. Light snow, maybe flurries. Don't think it's going to be an all-day snow here if this is right. And then Thursday, that low just parks itself over southern Ontario. We could still see some backwash flurries, light snow showers, a very cold north wind. Temperatures likely only in the 20s, maybe even upper teens. And that cold air just continues to flood it. In fact, it starts flooding the entire eastern 2/3 of the country. Snow showers all the way into the mid-south and maybe even the deep south if this is right. And we move to a week from today, and that cold air is still entrenched over the eastern half of the country, including Iowa. Ridge pumping up across the west and into western Canada. And with that big upper-level feature over the east, that's going to continue to bring snow flurries, snow showers, lake effect snow, and all sorts of interesting weather across the east, while the west is dry and warm, and we're stuck in the middle. A couple days after that, on March the 6th, well, that trough is still over the east, but it's starting to lift out. The ridge over the west starting to break down. A piece of energy over the Dakotas and in Minnesota has almost nothing with it. It just has maybe a few clouds with it, but some snow flurries or snow showers still continuing over the Ohio Valley into the northeast, and a new storm system crashing into the Pacific Northwest coast. And at the end of the forecast on March the 10th, we have a pretty zonal pattern, more of a trough or a fairly long trough, bit of a ridge over the northeast and over the eastern Pacific. And with this pattern, it looks quite stormy and looks quite maybe snowy around here, with some thunderstorms just to our east and another snowstorm beginning to break out over the northwestern quarter of the country. Last night's satellite image from last evening showed the showers and thunderstorms over the south and east with the clouds there, our storm system over the Great Lakes, and the new storm system moving into the northwest that will affect us early next week. The Watch Warning Map from last evening: winter weather issues over New England and the Appalachians, some flood issues over the deep south and Gulf Coast, and winter weather advisories and winter storm warnings over the northwest, including a blizzard watch in eastern Colorado. The QPF chart: precipitation over the next 5 days through Wednesday evening at 6 o'clock, showing some decent amounts of precipitation around here, from about 1/10 to 1/4 of an inch in the northern counties to maybe upwards of an inch over the south and southeastern counties.